if you want to make multiple colors at the same time, go for it. It's not ideal for transmission because the file size is twice as large if you have two colors. It's 3 times as large if you have 3 colors. It only needs to be a third of the size, and if you already have it set up the way you want, great. It can be useful for analysis to have multiple colors in the same model. There's a problem though. I'll show you a model. Let me see. Let me find a good one. These are a little outdated, a lot of these. I'm not quite sure what I have, to be perfectly honest with you. I haven't gone back through this library in a little bit. Let's take a look at this. That one might not send all the way. So that we're opening the FBX files, and it's important that you see these large FBX files do take time to open. So these things are like 100 megabytes, the big one that's going to take time, I think. Yeah, I opened this one 150, and this one's 47. Now these things can compress smaller. These are FBX format, by the way. So we're actually targeting GLB. I thought I had a GLB in here I can show you. Yeah, there's one. Let me show you the GLB. So it's smaller. It's the same as this other model. No, it's not. No, it's not either because the dates would be the same. So GLB is just more compressed. That's the good thing there. So this is taking a little while to open, but this is actually the fastest way to open them, CAD Assistant. So I'm using a Microsoft Surface Pro 6 right now. No graphics card that I'm aware of. Okay, so this thing, I think, has 2 models in there. Yes, it does. So right now the colors are kind of weird. Like, what does that orange mean? Wow, what's that orange up there on the tip? What's going on? Why is this like red, yellow, then orange? I thought red was the high color. Well, it's because you have to turn off one of them. So this is not good. If you're sending a multicolor model to something who doesn't know how to use these models and isn't comfortable with them, don't send them a multicolor model. Okay, I turned off the bin color gradient, and now it's just 1 color per model. And so this is good if we're going to look at something from the front like this, and now I can very clearly see which one's which. Now the problem here, which is the red is next to the red, and I can't tell. That sucks. So we need a way to better distribute which colors we're using so that they don't have this problem as often. It might still happen, to be honest with you, and that's not, you know, you can only fight that battle so hard. And then you can give, well, so the thing then is like we're in a viewer right now. This is a static model viewer. You can see a lot of stuff in here. Fantastic. I love how much stuff you can see, but at the end of the day, someone is going to want to change that color. Someone says, hey, that red sucks. I want it to be blue instead. That would be so much more useful for my purposes. And they deserve that. I can't do that right now. What I can do is give them multiple models, and then they can just change it. They can say, like this. And then you can pick a model, and you can say, hey, that style makes a lot more sense. Okay, but this has a drawback too, which is now I can't tell which curve is which curve. Then you have a whole other problem. So this is the deal kind of with both those problems in a way. Or you could just look at them this way, and now you can very clearly see, but then you have less comparison opportunity in terms of like overlap. It's up to you. But yeah, so right now we're using a viewer. So really the true solution is to build in more features into a editor, a viewer, editor, annotator, updater, whatever. Yeah, so that's all this. I like to hide the data because it makes a long list and it's hard to scroll through these things. So don't show that. Here, well, I'll show you one more feature. We can isolate these things. So if I only care about comparing, you know, those 3 there, I can, let's go here, I think, to my lasso select. Off. 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 Great. So for me to look at those, it's a little easier to compare by themselves, and that's something I care about. So why would I do this? It's for this reason. So, okay, now I can see the 3 of them. And now what I like to do is zoom out a little bit and use the arrow keys to twist. And now it's really easy to make height comparisons without clicking on anything. You can click on things if you want, and you can get a number. And also, eventually, we would really like to have numbers printed up here of what these are. I'm going to hide this. We would like to have a number. So this tells you what the max value is. So the default name for the tick is the max value, which that's the name that would be printed right next to it.